You remember the old anime that they try to take up one of Naruto's block space within Toonami? It was called like Prince of Tennis or something.
Yes, that was actually a good show.
I only saw like 3 episodes of it, and I think I turned it off when like he was playing and he kicked the shit out of somebody, and he was like, well, he's not as good as everyone thinks. He's like, wrong. He's been playing with his right hand, but he's actually left-handed. And I was like, all right, yep, I'm done. It just went Speed Racer on me. I'm done.
You know, there's a YouTuber out there that just has a channel of anime girls going for fucking hours.
You guys are fucking weird.
So what's the name of the show anyway?
10-7 off duty.
Okay.
And that's how we're going to start the show.
That's a pretty good intro, then. So why am I here?
Hello. My name is Andrew Straley, EMTP. With me is Clyde.
Hey.
And a new guy. His name's Chan.
Hey.
And he is not Asian.
I mean, I could be if you felt like it.
Okay.
For you, baby, I can be.
Oh, God. That just got creepy.
That was Puss in Boots from Shrek 2.
There are so many adult themes in a lot of those movies.
Oh, yeah.
Just to keep us entertained.
Yeah. I suppose if you're going to go watch a movie with your children, you need something to keep you alive.
Dude, there's been adult content in every single kid's movie since the beginning, man. Okay, Kronk from The Emperor's New Groove.
Yes.
When he has that little tent over him.
Yes.
As a kid, you're like, haha, he's so big, but he has a tent. His tent's so little, it's so funny, haha. As an adult, you're like, that tent is over his crotch. He's literally pitching a tent.
Yep.
Mind blown.
You never thought about that, did you?
Never thought about that. It's been a while since I've seen The Emperor's New Groove.
I love that movie. I'm an adult man, and I love that movie.
It's one of the best.
Mama face. I swear to God, the first time I saw him like kick his little legs like that, I rewound that thing 4 times and cracked up about all of it. Just saying. It's kind of like, have you seen those Chantix commercials with that fucking that turkey?
No.
No? That is an adorable goddamn turkey. You need to look up the
I don't watch
Chantix
TV very
commercials.
often, man.
All right, fine. So, Chan, why are you here?
I kind of got micro-kidnapped, if you will.
Passively kidnapped?
Passively kidnapped.
He was walking down the road, and I was like, he's got an interesting face. And so I was like, hey, dude, want to earn $10? And he got in.
And then that's when the blowjob started.
See.
I mean, I had to give him one because it was kind of... Yeah.
It must be hard to drive and give one.
He's very talented.
Oh, that's creepy.
And he's black. He's got a really long wiener.
Blasian.
Ask me about my wiener.
We were talking about that earlier. Accepted. Jonah Hill in Accepted with, was it Justin Long? He's in a hot dog costume and he's like, ask me about my wiener.
Oh my God.
You do
What the
that
fuck?
slightly too well.
Dude, I love that. When
Uh,
the CPR dummy falls through the ceiling and he screams he's like, ah!
Jesus, dude.
He's like, can we like not tell anybody about that, guys?
So, Clyde has known Chan since what, high school?
Before that, I think I was like 12 when I met him. He
Yeah,
sang
I
all
was
my
in
little
high
sister.
school because I was trying to date a sister.
Oh, alright. Get all up in them hotcakes.
Don't do it.
Look,
I know what you care about.
true. But fuck off, Clyde.
I was talking about your Mustangs.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Uh,
wait a second, too far.
There's a line and you've crossed it. Welcome back, kids, to the Brain Damage Hour. We appreciate you coming back.
We really don't know why you keep coming back.
Yeah, I know. We're just so damn entertaining. Not. There's something that hasn't been around since the 90s. Saying something and just following it up with not.
Whatever happened to Psych?
True. Yeah. 90s shit's weird. Well, technically 2000 shit's weird too, so.
I mean, shit's weird now, so.
Exactly. People are too damn fucking pissed off by everything these days.
Yeah. Speaking of, I was reading an article, now this article is been floating around Facebook for a minute now, so I guarantee somebody out there has read it, about how White Chicks, which came out in the early 2000s, was it 2002, 2003, something
Somewhere
like that?
around there.
Yeah.
That they said in the box office now it wouldn't make any money because they're literally, the name of the article is millennials are watching White Chicks and getting offended by it.
Oh, piss off.
Okay, one, shocker. And two, 5 years ago, everybody fucking loved that movie.
You could walk by a millennial and fart and they'd get offended.
Well, I mean, it's
And you'd probably get arrested.
gastrointestinal rape, I guess. But
You've raped my nostrils! Fuck you! Police!
but no, and it actually kind of got me thinking, because how many other movies from the 90s would fail horribly if they were in the box office release now?
Yeah,
Anything with the Wayne brothers.
Well,
probably.
yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I was actually thinking like, was How High?
Yeah,
I think that would have.
you think so?
Yeah, I think that would have bombed in the box office release now. Now, granted, everyone who watches it now, they've got not only the fact that it's funny, but they also have a nostalgia feeling toward it. So it's like, okay, that's funnier and shit. And I remember laughing about this, 10, 15 years ago when it came out. I
Yeah.
don't remember the fuck it came out. Because
Wasn't it a 90s movie?
I think that was a 90s movie. Wow, so over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. But, or, Liar Liar.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
That
that movie
would
was
have-
great though.
Yeah, it would have. It is great, but
Okay,
it would've-
also anything
Why
with
would
Jim
that? Why
Carrey.
would that one bomb? Do you think? Today.
Mama.
Okay, but
Come on.
that's one of the best fucking lines ever.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
just
it is.
saying.
The chick with the big knob.
Yeah, I
okay.
remember. I've seen
Everybody's
Liar,
been
Liar.
so nice. It's because her boobs are huge. I mean, I want to squeeze them, Mama. Love that.
The best
So great.
scenes every time you tried to just not talk was the greatest.
Mhm. The outtakes from
Honestly,
that movie was
one of my
fantastic.
favorite scenes, and I hated it when I was a kid, but I loved it as I got older, was when he was kicking the shit out of himself in the bathroom. He's just slamming his head in the toilet seat.
When he hits the floor, that's actually the sound his head made. No, I actually, legit, I read somewhere, he almost knocked himself out when he was filming that scene. He legit hit the floor with his head.
Speaking of which, Aragorn, the knight from oh my god, I just lost my train of thought. I can't remember what the name of the movie is. Oh, Lord of the Rings.
I was gonna fill that in, but
Yeah,
I felt like
thanks.
he was going somewhere else.
Yeah, no, Lord of the Rings, the knight, the main guy that was protecting.
The king.
I was gonna say protecting the hobbits in the first movie.
Yeah.
In I can't remember if it was 2 or 3. He kicks a helmet after coming upon a battlefield
Yeah.
where there's just dead bodies everywhere. Kicks a helmet and then he drops to his knees and screams in anguish. And they're like, "Oh my god, that was perfect! You could feel how upset he was. That's perfect acting." No, the son of a bitch broke his foot when he kicked the helmet. He broke his foot. That was a legitimate motherfuck.
Can you imagine if he had actually cursed and then ruined the whole fucking thing and he had to do it over again? Fuck that.
Sorry, Mr. Jackson.
Here's another 90s movie that wouldn't fly today. Ace Ventura.
I was
Oh,
thinking
dude.
that, yeah.
Yeah, no, it would not.
Anything with Jim Carrey.
Pretty much.
Bruce Almighty.
That was 2000s, wasn't it?
It was early
Yeah, but he was
2000s.
early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one would have bombed hard.
Jim Carrey's got this rad ass beard going on, but I think he just kind of went over the fucking deep end on some things.
Actually,
He's
he's been doing
been
a
in
lot
the
of,
deep end.
He's been doing a lot of inspirational speeches at colleges for graduates and stuff like that. I've heard. And I mean, if that's true, I mean, more power to him. Because I know he at least did one because I saw the video footage of it.
Right.
And he's telling people, he's like, when I was a kid, all I wanted to do was make people laugh, and everyone told me I couldn't. He's like, you don't have any talent, you never went to school for it, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I'm a household name now.
How in the fuck
He's
is he
like-
going to go to school for comedy?
Well,
There's
Be funny!
Well, no,
Be
it's
funny better.
Acting school. Acting
Right,
school.
yeah.
He never, and that's all he wanted to do was become an actor, be a funny actor. And then, what was the sitcom he was in years ago? It was like a skit show. In Living Color?
Okay.
Yeah.
he
Living
was
Color.
the token white guy in that.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
The-
funnier than shit.
I think there was 2 white people in Living Color
I
altogether.
don't remember any others, man. Because I remember him in my favorite skit he ever did was the parody of Ice Ice Baby.
Yeah, I
When
think I
he-
saw that.
Yeah, he was making fun of Vanilla Ice because he evidently his
Vanilla Ice made fun of Vanilla Ice. You
one
don't
of his
really...
claims to fame, like his claims to gangster, was the fact that he got shot. Like, no, he got shot in the ass. Like,
fucking running away, eh?
No, it's actually I actually have kinfolk that are like that.
Jesus, how could you?
My-
Can you go any more southern than kinfolk?
Shut the fuck up. No, my 2 older brothers' dad was talking about how he earned a Purple Heart in Nam, Korea, something. I can't remember what war he was in.
Right.
Like I said,
Korea?
I've got brothers in their 40s, man.
Okay.
So their dad would be in their 60s now, 60s, 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Clyde's folks
But,
did a lot of fucking.
Yo, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, okay, let's put it this way. Biologic siblings, okay, they range from 49 to 25.
That is a spectrum.
Yeah.
And you're 27.
26.
It's okay.
I've got a sister a year and 6 days younger than me.
Good lord, man.
Yeah.
Just pounding that shit, aren't they? Fuck.
But
Not to speak ill of people's parents, but jeez, man.
I mean,
Hey, man.
I'm one of 6, so I understand.
Holy fuck.
oh, that's just on my mom's side.
Oh.
I've got 5 on my mom's side. I got 3 that were my dad's, and before he met my mother, so 8 altogether. Well, yeah, 8 altogether.
Good God.
Yeah.
That's a whole
And then I
lot of
grew up with
kiddos.
3 cousins that usually lived in the house with us.
Oh my God. Where the fuck did you all fit?
It was Chicago, bro. We just like
Stacked?
kinda.
Okay.
Like I said, there's a reason I'm so small. Like it's just Chicago. There's no room to grow.
Who's
Had
in
to
my
get that
mouth?
fit in.
Who's in my mouth? That's gross. I'm
Chan was from Chicago, man. He was 4'11" before he moved down to Decatur.
Yeah. yeah.
You're from Chicago too?
Mm-hmm. I lived in Chicago till I was 14.
Damn.
Yeah. But I'm down here because my mom decided to move and never left.
Now, did your mom do what my mom did?
What did your mom do?
We're going back. We're going back. Never fucking went back.
No, my mom went back after I moved out.
I'm
I turned 18, got my own apartment. She was like, "Peace, I'm going to Chicago."
Jeez. I can't imagine living in Chicago. Like, fuck that shit.
Oh, it's fun.
Oh.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine fucking living in Chicago. I don't mind going up there for like a day or two, but I don't people, so
Yeah, you have to people in Chicago.
yeah. Like, fuck that.
Yeah, no, Tasha had mentioned that she wants to take vacations into cities, and I'm like, okay, cool. Have fun. And she's like, well, you're not coming with? I'm like,
Fuck no.
no. She's like, why not? I was like, because I lived in these cities forever.
You've seen one city, you've seen them all.
Our city's too big for me.
What? What? I looked up our
like,
population
It's
the
too
other
big.
day.
Like, I don't like it. I don't like the fact that I have to drive. Now, this is going to sound bad. I don't like the fact that I have to drive 6 minutes to get to work. I want to walk out my fucking back door and walk onto my foundry property.
Okay, then work at home. There you go.
Well, no, not just that. Like, I want to be able to go outside my back door, stark ass naked, and not have to worry about getting any kind of like
I do a lot of yard urination here.
Yes, he really does. Like, and he does not give a shit. He'll step out his back door. There are houses around us with children in them, and he'll just walk out and be like, psst.
I
I'm
do
like,
the whole hands up, shake to the side thing.
No, nobody can see me. It's fine. It's okay. But
he
I
thinks he's John Cena.
I like outside pissing.
You can't see me.
Do-do-do-do.
I saw a fucking GIF, and it was John Cena doing the hand wave next to what was that blind fucking piano player?
Stevie
Wonder. Yeah.
Or Ray Charles.
Ray Charles. Yeah.
Wait, dreads or no dreads?
No dreads.
That was Ray Charles.
Ray Charles. Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Did he have dreads or just braids?
He had
He had
dreads.
Okay.
I mean,
No, he had braids.
did it really matter? He couldn't see him.
Dude, one of my
How did he do his hair?
One of my absolute favorite memes on Facebook right now is the one where it's just him standing with a blue wand in his hand. There's squiggles all over his screen. He's like, I'm Stevie Wonder, and this is a Disney Channel. This
Oh,
is supposed to be
God,
the
yeah.
fucking Mickey Mouse ears.
My favorite was when George W. Bush tried to wave at Stevie Wonder.
Good old W.
Dude, I love the old footage of George Bush interacting with what was it, Michelle Obama?
Oh, I love that.
Dude, I love
Gives her
that.
hard candy everywhere.
Dude, he gives her hard candy. He always like turns into like a second grader with a crush on the teacher. Like he has this big old grin on his face when he's around her. I'm like, I know what you like, bro. I know what you like.
A little chocolate swirl.
Oh man, he's always like, dude. Just, I wonder if he forgets. Like, dude, there are literally cameras everywhere.
He's been on camera for well over a decade. He doesn't care.
No. Mm-mm.
Oh, and that
He
now
already had his presidency, so...
he runs with it too. Evidently, he is one of the goofiest bastards in the world. Like, his friends and family say, like, no. Like, no, his friends and family say, like, he toned it down so much for the presidency, it's not even funny. Like, now, they've tried to do commercials with he and Bill Clinton talking about some kind of political shit.
Fucking
and dude, he's
powder.
like, and he is fucking with the set. Like, there's at one point in time where they're sitting there's two chairs sitting in front of a desk and they're talking, and Bill's halfway through talking and the alarm clock starts going off, and the director's like, who did that? And you just see Bush going she's like, George, seriously? He's like,
I mean, what are you going to do to George Bush? Look at him funny?
right?
Right.
He still got Secret Service, bro.
Fuck, dude.
You do fire him?
Oh no, I
2 terms.
He gets paid for the rest of his life for being the president.
A decent amount.
It
He probably
actually-
got some side hustles going on just like Clinton does, too.
Yeah, probably.
It cracks me up that so many people gave him shit throughout his entire presidency.
I was one of them.
And that now everybody fucking loves him. They're like, no,
I
he's just
love him.
like, he's everybody's like dad. Like,
He's everybody's weird uncle that you like to see at the holidays, but...
So Mike Birbiglia made a reference to the war using barbecue, like cookouts.
Okay.
And he was like, who the fuck put George Bush in charge? It's like putting the one guy in the neighborhood nobody really knows about in charge of the neighborhood barbecue. It's like he's attacking the next block over with mustard because they might have hot dogs, but they don't have hot dogs.
But it's
And
too
now
late
we
now.
gave them hot dogs.
Jesus. Well, a couple episodes ago, we started talking about fighting. Like, fights
Yes.
that we have been adjacent to.
Yes, how to deal
or
with the
responded
aftermath
with.
of.
Yes. I've got one that I remembered right afterwards, and I wanted to say, and we forgot to do it last week.
Okay, what's up?
So it was midnight, 11 o'clock, something, and we responded to somebody who possibly got assaulted. Okay, here's the scenario. Is dark kind of side street with industrial like brick buildings on both sides, and there's this little skinny black chick sitting in a car screaming her head off. Well, apparently she was fucking around with somebody else's guy, and the girlfriend of the guy found her and basically beat her senseless, knocked a couple of teeth out.
Jeez.
Now, here's the other fucking part of this. Apparently, this girl that we were responding for, her entire family was in a I don't know if it's a female biker gang or if it was like just a black biker gang.
Oh, they were the old ladies
Oh,
to the
yes,
biker club.
because
Oh, Jesus,
all the women had cuts on their back too.
Property of.
Yeah,
and-
yeah. Well,
Okay.
actually, it just had the name of whatever
I don't
club
know.
it was.
So I don't. Well, okay, not every club has a property of patch for the women,
Right.
But a lot of clubs do have a patch that an old lady can wear,
Okay.
and so that would make sense, and that's not good.
Well, here's the other part of that problem was we're trying to get this chick like calmed down and shit, and we can't because all the other females with the cuts are basically amping her up because they're like, we're gonna find this motherfucker, blah 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 blah, and there's like dozens. This was not a small party.
I wonder if this is the same biker club that I told you that story about the delivery to, because there's only one black biker gang in our city.
No, this was in the capital.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
never
yeah.
mind.
So I'm trying to get her calmed down.
I'll tell you that story.
And this is what really pisses me off is, okay, it's midnight. I've already been running all day. I'm tired, and I don't want to deal with your bullshit. And like, she legit got knocked out and like had teeth missing from it, and like fucking already had black eyes. Like, I'm like,
Jesus.
you got fucking shook with that shit.
Like, yeah, you might want to lay down, because if you have a concussion,
That's what I was fucking trying to do. I'm trying to get a C-collar on her, and every time, like, I'm trying to get the C-collar on her, she freaks the fuck out, rips it, and throws it. And, like, we can't get her on a backboard, and we're trying to tell her, hey, you know, you got knocked out, you obviously got hit, you got your world rocked. You need to fucking let us do all this shit to you, so that way you don't have any spinal injuries and all this stuff. But the 12, dozens of other chicks there are just making the situation worse and worse and worse. Mm-hmm. There are 12 cop cars there, and they can't even control the situation. It was one of those where I'm like, we're supposed to do all this shit, but if we don't just get moving out of this motherfucker, there's going to be a goddamn war going on here. So that was one of those,
fast.
And I got annoyed because like she wouldn't let me do anything. She got on the cot. I finally got the C-collar on her, and as we rolled into the hospital, she rips the motherfucker off again and throws it into the pod where all the doctors are. That was kind of funny. But they're like, "What the fuck is going on over here?" It's your
problem now.
It's your baby now. Okay, I made it. That's all I needed.
To bring you up to speed on the delivery stories, a while back we were talking about funny workplace events we had, or cool workplace events we had, and one of them that I had shared was I got a delivery notice for a biker club. Well, the clubhouse was literally in the middle of the ghetto, where I lived in that area over on like the Edward Leafland area.
I think I know what you're talking about, yeah.
And I swear to God, they Doctor Who'd this fucking thing in there. Because like, I lived in that neighborhood and I never knew it was over there. And it was like right in the middle of the neighborhood. I'm
just like, poof, I'm here now.
What the fuck?
Ta-da!
And
we're not in Kansas anymore.
yeah, well, I show up to this address and I look up and I'm like, I literally live like 3 blocks from here. How the hell did I not know this was here? So I go in, and as I'm walking up, one of the club members stops me. He's like, "Hey man, who are you here for?" I'm like, I think his name's like Bubba or like Hoss or something.
They put that name on delivery.
Yeah. And
I'm here
like,
for pudding.
I'm here for this guy. And they're like, "Oh, hey, that's our VP. He's in the back." I'm like, "Okay, cool." Well, I go to the back, and like, this is like the biggest, fucking gnarliest biker you'd ever seen. And he's like, "Oh, thanks, man." And he gives me the money for it, exact change. Well, fuck me, man. I just got stiffed on a goddamn delivery.
Tip, yeah.
So I'm walking out, and one of the bikers stops me. He's like, "Hey, man, did he tip you?" No. He's like, "Oh, here's some money. He gave me like $5." I'm like, "Oh, okay, thanks, man." I walk a little farther. Another guy stops me. He's like, "Hey, man, did our VP tip you?" Well, no, but this other guy, he's like, "Don't worry about that." He gives me another $10. And dude, it was like
Progressing.
It progressed all the way till I got to the door. Dude, I walked out of there with like, I think it was like a $25, $45 tip, something like that.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So they're used to him doing that?
Yeah, they were like, "Yeah, he's ordering pizza. He's gonna stiff the driver."
Either that or they were all like probies or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
a bunch of prospects.
Yeah. Whenever I buy pizza, you guys tip. That's how this works. Yeah.
And it was all his. Like, I don't think that large pizza was filling him up. I think he was just trying to soak up some
That
of the
was his
alcohol
snack.
so he could go back partying even harder.
Booting around or whatever the fuck. Yeah, dude. Have you ever had any fights that you've been a part of?
Oh, well, actually, there's this bar I go to regularly, And there was one time I was out back talking to my friends, and I started heading towards the front of the establishment, and I hear some commotion, and this is like pretty typical for this place. But
Right.
as I get closer, I'm like, that's not normal commotion. So I get up to the front, and I see this dude on top of another dude.
Clyde, stop futzing.
It keeps falling.
Leave it.
But he has him in a choke position, and this other dude is like stomping him out. And
What the
I'm,
fuck?
Yeah, I'm not one for a 2-on-1 fight. I don't know any of these people, but I see two guys on another
Clyde,
guy.
stop futzing.
It keeps falling.
Leave it.
Fuck it. You're the one that has to deal with the distortion then. Editing wizard. What'd you say to me my first time here? You'd be amazed with what you can do with editing nowadays. Yeah.
We'll edit it out in post.
No, that's in there. That's just here now. Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, so, I see this other dude stomping him out, and so, like, I sit my drink down calmly, and I run up on the dude, stomp him out, push him back, and, I'm a big guy. Like,
Right.
6'2", 240, and
Yeah.
I just stare him down. I'm like, back up. And he's just like, all right, I'm cool, dude. And I'm like, that's what I thought. And so I jump on the other guy, and I'm like, yo, let him go. He's going to pass out, let him go. And I pry him off of him, and, I back both of them down at the same time. I'm
Right.
like, if you want to run up, you're going to have to take me. And they're like, no, dude, we cool. And I was like, yeah, you should probably get up out of here. And so I look down at my arm, and I got blood on my sleeve. I'm like, definitely not my blood.
Right.
The dude gets up. They broke beer bottles, slashed him across the face, the
What
whole
the
nine.
fuck?
Yeah. So
God.
I helped the guy up, and I'm like, yo, dude, you're cool. And he was like, oh, no, it's cool. I deserved it. And I'm like, nobody deserves to get jumped.
What the fuck did you do then?
Exactly. So I'm like, yo, be cool, be easy, sit down for a second. And he's like, no, bro, I'm fine. And this dude was buff. Like, I'm surprised two people took him down. Like, he
No
was bigger than
shit.
me. Yeah.
He
And
was
I'm,
incredibly inebriated then.
yeah, he was definitely gone.
You need
But-
to get another shot of your steroids, sir, or something. What the fuck?
But yeah, so the other two dudes dipped out, and his friends popped up, and I'm like, you got this dude? And they're like, yeah, we got him. And so, I'm going around the bar and, pick my drink back up, and I'm like, yeah, I just broke up a fight. And they were like, was it this guy? And I was like, yeah, it was that guy. He probably deserved it. What the fuck?
What? Is he a known shithead? What the fuck, man?
Jeez.
Yeah, I don't go to bars anymore, mainly because it's too fucking expensive to drink in bars.
The bar I go to is pretty cheap. Like, I usually end up spending $20 to get good.
Right, yeah. But I remember, and this was a college bar, so it was like right on campus, like right at the edge of campus. And I'd go in there on the weekend and just be like, I'm just chill, whatever, trolling for poon, whatever the fuck. And I have been in there so many times when two frat boys just start going at it like fucking monkeys.
Oh, those are the best.
Oh, I hate that though.
See, when I was in high
Because
school,
I'm always the guy that I'm like, should I help? And one time I remember they took it out to the parking lot. It started in the bar and kept going all the way out the back door into the parking lot. And like I'm going out and I'm like, I'm not drunk, but I'm like, buzzed. And I'm like, I go to start breaking it up, and one of the bouncers just put his hand on me and backed me up, and he was just standing there watching the motherfucker. I'm like, okay, well, this has obviously been going on for quite some time. Like, this is a rivalry.
How did the bouncer stop you, but not the guy that's fighting?
Exactly.
well, because he knew one of them deserved it.
You know those old cartoons, like whenever the cats are fighting and it just turns into a big ball of dust, like rolling around the screen? That's kind of what this looked like.
Sounds like a disaster.
When I was in high school,
A vortex of shit.
I think I've said this before. I was the weird kid.
No.
Like, I didn't know
Who would
that.
have thunk it?
I didn't know that. No, that's
if you
the
don't,
thing.
if you don't know who the weird kid is, it's probably
Yeah, I
you.
didn't understand that.
That was me.
That line of logic until I got much older. I was actually real quick to explain that again, real quick for any new listeners. I started working with a friend from high school years later after I graduated, and he was talking about how he and his buddies, unfortunately, he regretted it. He's like, yeah, me and my buddies would actually bully a lot of people, and I was like, oh, really? He's like, well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I remember my buddies talking about how they had to deal with bullies, but I never had a bully. And he's like, oh, that's because everybody thought you had like a gun or a knife on you. And I'm like, why? And he's like, you wore all black, you had your leather coat on all the time, You shaved your head like once a week.
You did.
Not my choice,
Mhm.
by the way. And he's like, and you had your backpack with you everywhere, even though carrying your backpack in school was explicitly against the rules.
Oh my
And I was
God.
like,
that being a rule?
So even the fucking teachers were like, "Don't fuck with him.
yeah,
Columbine
no,
just
and
happened."
exactly. Like I'm like, oh, well, when you look at it that way, I was the weird kid. Anyway, for anybody that knew I was not weird. Like, my sense of style versus my personality, entirely different thing.
Oh, don't play. You're still weird.
You know, I know
Yeah.
I was weird, but I was a friendly guy.
You
I
just
would help
become an
anybody
adult
out.
and learn to embrace it. Really.
Well, the weird they thought I was like violent weird, or like the Rob Zombie Halloween movie.
Yeah.
Michael Myers as a kid.
Uh-huh.
That's the weird I'm assuming people saw when they saw me. Yeah, but I'm not that guy. Like
can see it.
I'm a friendly guy.
You're only like 2.5
But,
from stabbing somebody with a kitchen knife.
No, I
Yeah.
like firearms more. But
Are you gonna stab him with a
See, that's why they
firearm?
thought you had a gun.
bayonet, bitch. Is it a bayonet on a Glock? I welded it.
How did you weld it? It's polymer.
Super glue. Anyway, I remember one time I was standing up on upper lot. Now, there were two lots at my high school. There was an upper lot and lower lot, and a lot of the upperclassmen parked in lower lot. And some of the, like, just got their license sophomores and juniors would park in the upper lot.
Right.
Okay? But it was, like, all seniors in the lower lot for some fucking reason. I don't know how
Hierarchy.
they developed that hierarchy, but...
High school rules.
Like, I don't know how that hierarchy was developed, but it was like unspoken rules that I didn't learn about until like toward the end of my senior year when I was looking around. I was like, hey man, they're all seniors over here. Oh, is this the official senior parking lot? No.
It's the unofficial
Okay.
senior parking lot.
Like, yeah, I had buddies that like switch parking lots as soon as they became seniors. I'm like, okay, this is fucking weird.
Yeah, that's fucking
But-
weird, dude.
Anyway, I'm standing up on the upper lot, and you probably remember this kid. JD, I think his name was.
Yeah.
Like, short, braces, blonde hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good kid. Puberty was hitting him like a sack of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Like, it was just
Was he
just
just
slapping
an
the
awkward
shit out
dork
dude.
or what?
Awkward. He had really big feet, really big hands. He actually grew into both. He's bigger than I am now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, he ran up, he's like, do you remember Colin Creevy from like the second Harry Potter movie? And I was like, Harry Potter, can I take a picture? Yeah, that was him.
Oh, fuck.
Like, that was him. And he comes up, he's like, Clyde! What? Wee Man's getting into a fight! Son of a bitch.
Oh, Jesus, wee man.
And Wee Man was the nickname we gave my best friend.
Yeah, you'd said something
And-
about that.
I take off at a dead sprint. I am just running, and I mean, you see all these freshmen just like partying like fucking Red Sea. They're like, senior in all black, get the fuck out of the way.
He's made it this long and hasn't killed anyone. Don't want to get in the way now.
Today's the day.
He's finally done. But
I've had too much of your shit, Karen.
I round the corner to see Wee Man holding a fucking crowbar like a baseball bat. Give it like one or two more shakes, and then throw it in his trunk, get in his car, and drive off. I get down there, I'm like,
What the fuck just
the
happened?
fuck just happened? And a couple of guys are like, oh man, that was intense.
Continue.
Reiterates, please. And they're like, oh man, Shelby decided he was gonna get mouthy with Heath, and Heath wasn't taking that shit. And I'm like, yeah, because he's captain of the wrestling team, got a lot of issues at home, and he's basically built on working out in rage at the moment. Of course he's not gonna take that.
Runs on
And
testosterone.
that's literally like, I swear to God,
Jolt Cola.
he did not sleep at night some nights because he had a lot of shit going on at home.
Really?
And so like he was like if he did not have wrestling, I guarantee he would have fallen off the deep end.
Oh, Jesus.
Guarantee it. And like he was just built on rage. Well, evidently he was trying to go to work, and he had to drop his girlfriend off at home first. Started trying to he was getting in his car, and first, a couple of Shelby's buddies wouldn't move the fucking way so he could get in his door, and he was like, hey man, I gotta get in my car and go. Can you please move? And he's like, no, I'll move when I want to. He looks at me, he's like, or I'll fucking move you. And he was like,
What'd you fucking say? Well,
Did I
Heath-
stutter,
yeah,
bitch?
Heath goes ahead and he opens up the door and slams it into him to move him, and throws his backpack in the back seat of his car. Now Heath went from 5'4", like 120 pounds freshman year, to I want to say his senior year he was like 5'10", 185,
Jeez,
all
dude.
muscle. Like he went from wee man to tank real fucking quick, like out of nowhere.
Started from
Because
the
it was
bottom,
like
now we're here.
it was like 120 freshman year, 125 junior year, 130 sophomore year, 135 junior year. Hey guys, senior year. like it was like, where did that come from?
Your
Put on
balls
50
dropped.
pounds.
Yay.
Put on 50 pounds in a summer.
I
And,
did that, just not with working out. That's called
Beer.
no Dairy Queen Frosties
But
They'll get you.
every time.
evidently Shelby started talking shit, and he's like, "Man, I don't got time for this. We'll pick it up tomorrow." And he got in his car. Well, Shelby and his three buddies walked from his car, and they kept the conversation going right there. So he gets out and he's like, "Hey, man, can you guys please move? I'm trying to be polite. Get the fuck out of the way. I need to go to work." And Shelby was a short little dude in the Napoleon complex, and he was like, "You ain't gonna do shit." And he's like, "I'll fucking knock you on your ass, dude." And of course, his two buddies are bigger than Heath.
High
And
school's
he is-
shitty anyway.
Yeah, and they kind of step up behind him. He's like, "All right, I got you." So he gets out of his car. They start walking up to him. He goes to his trunk, pops it up, and pulls out a crowbar. And they're like, "Oh, man, put it down. You fight like a man." And he's like, "I'm going to fight like a man after I knock your two buddies the fuck out." And they're like,
Yeah,
"We're good,
buddy.
We're good. Shelby, you got this."
I don't. This was the only fight I was ever like a legit fight that I have ever been in, where it hasn't been like some shithead drunk ass that got a little bit too fucking mouthy or whatever. You don't know this, that I used to play in a metal band when I was in high school and college.
Cool.
So, and actually, John, the guy that I actually started the podcast with, he was one of. We were friends in college, and he was actually the vocalist.
Dude, you would love him, man.
Yeah.
He looks like a peacock.
Yeah, he does.
His hair is just like all different colors, man. Like think Jeff Hardy in his prime. Yeah.
Yeah. We were actually playing a show in town at that goth club,
The one that burned down?
Yeah. And so
Wait, can we pause and say how goth it is for the goth club to burn down?
yeah, right. Like that's black. That's metal as fuck right there.
Too many incense burning all the time.
Right. But this building, it was 2 stories. They had a
Made out of
quote unquote coffee shop in the bottom, and then another stage, and then the top floor was the big stage, right?
Made out of popsicle sticks and Flintstone.
Right. But this building was jank as fuck. Like it just looked like it was about 2.5 from falling down. So we're gonna play a show there, and the politics at this time, like 2009, local bands playing things. Their friends would come and just watch their show, and then they'd usually leave after their friend's band was done. So we made it a point because we normally were either next to last or the last band to play, and so we would go around during the other people's shows or whatever and be like, "Hey, this is who we are. We're going to be playing last. You guys should, stick around because you all are in high school and don't really have shit to do." So,
Go home and mope.
yeah, basically.
Write poetry.
I'm gonna rave on my own, man. So we were doing that, and I was walking around, and I just started talking to a few people, and I just happened to be talking to this chick. Well, the chick was like, "Yeah, I'm here with my boyfriend, but we'll try to stick around, blah blah blah." Well, apparently the dude thought I was hitting on his girlfriend, and he was in high school. He was maybe a high school senior, and I'm like, 20, 21 at the time. So I'm like, number one, I'm not hitting on your, high school
Very
chick.
underage jailbait girlfriend.
Exactly. But I didn't know that. He didn't come up to me and say anything to me. He was just apparently got pissed off that, I was talking to her or whatever. He had his buddy come up and go, hey, were you talking to her? And I was like, yeah, I was trying to, see if she'd stick around for our show. I'm trying to get everybody to, wait until the last, it's all done before they leave, blah, blah, blah. And I knew the guy that owned this place too, so we were cool and all that. And he's like, hey, well, my buddy, he wants to talk to you for a second downstairs. And I was like, okay, well, whatever. Now, mind you, okay, I've told Clyde this, but I just met you, so you don't know. When I was like 20, 21, something like that, I'm 6 foot tall, 120 pounds, fucking tight jeans, band tee, long hair, like stereotypical 2009 dude, right?
Metal dude. A lot of Hawthorne Heights.
As they lay dying. But anyway, so yeah, I'm going downstairs. I'm like, okay, and I didn't go out with anybody that was in the band or anything because I was like, well, he just wants to talk. Well, I get to the parking lot and there's a fucking circle of people, and I'm like, God damn it, here we go.
I'm in a street fight now.
Yeah, so I just walk up and I walk in the middle of the circle of people. And
long story short, that's how I became an assassin for the Yakuza. Like, what? You skipped some steps.
Fuck. So I walk in the middle of this fucking circle of people, and he's fucking leaning up against a car, and I'm like, yeah, what's your problem, dude? And he's like, well, you were talking to my girlfriend. And I was like, yeah, I was trying to, see if people would stay to the end of the, concert and whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I don't fucking believe you, blah, blah, blah. You shouldn't be hitting on my girlfriend. I'll fuck you up, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, how old are you? And he's like, 18. I'm like, okay, congratulations. I'm 20 years old, and I don't really feel like fighting anybody, so you can shut the fuck up, and we'll just, go our separate ways. He's like, I thought you were going to be a pussy, you motherfucker, blah, blah. And he just mouthing off. And I was like, I don't want to fucking fight you, dude. I'm in college. You are basically just getting out of puberty, so you need to figure out something else to do with your life. And he walks up and swings one swing, because I told him, I was like, look, dude, I'll give you one swing if you really want to do this, and then it's going to be done. And so he gets one swing, I duck out of the way, pop him once, and he bounces his fucking head off a fucking trunk of a car and gets knocked out cold. And I'm like, well, I told him it was going to be finished, and none of his buddies said a fucking word. They're just like, walked
they
up.
Get knocked out too.
They just walked up, hauled his ass over to his car with him going, what the fuck just happened to me? And they fucking took off. The owner of the place called the cops, and the cops came, and I was like, this is what happened. Apparently he thought I was hitting on his girlfriend. I gave him one swing and knocked his ass out, and he's like, okay.
Fair enough.
No problem. You guys have a good night. That was fun.
So I actually got into like maybe 3 fights grand total in high school.
Oh, you've got to tell the first one.
Are we talking about the table?
Yeah.
I'll save that for the second one.
Okay.
But, I had just moved to the city.
You gotta tell them why it happened.
Yeah, got popped into this high school, didn't know anybody, awkward,
Yeah.
And not nearly as big as I am right now. I was like,
He's not as comfortable in his own skin as he is now, and he's
Yeah.
awkward now, so you can imagine.
Everybody,
like-
look, if anybody's listening that's in high school, everybody's fucking awkward in high school, so
You'll get over it.
yeah.
Or you just find people that accept it.
Exactly.
Why not both? But so I'm brand new to this city, and I was smaller, like 125, 6, 5'7", something like that. And I had this one class, and there was this dude that sat behind me, and he would like just bother me the whole class, like fucking flick my ear and prod me and shit like that. And
Childish bullshit.
Dude,
Yeah.
I was that kid.
Yeah.
But I would only do this with my friends. I
Yeah,
wouldn't do this, like,
I
random
did not
people.
know this guy. I did not like him or anything like that. And so this persisted for a while. Even talked to the teacher about it, and they were like, eh. And so
Sounds about right in the school we went to.
this is gonna lead up to the second story. But one of my things is don't touch my stuff. Dude took my backpack, and that was like my breaking point. I hopped up and just straight started choking him. One hand choking him. Turns out his cousin was 2 rows back off to the side.
Oh,
So I hop up and I got this guy neck in my hand. The other dude pops up. I tossed the guy over a desk.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and then I like square up to take the second one, and that's when the teacher broke it up, and I'm just like, we can go any day. Like, right now, tomorrow, yesterday, whatever. Like, I warned you 15 times to stop messing with
I'm
me.
ready to fucking go.
Yeah, I got suspended for that one.
Oh, Jesus.
I will burn your house down. What? What?
Jesus.
The second one is that, FYI, I'm a giant nerd. So,
Oh, wait, let me preface this by saying that Clyde brought Chan over, and we just started talking and bullshitting for a little while before we started recording. These two motherfuckers get into a goddamn well of anime on my ass. I'm like, oh,
And comic
God. And comic books, and Marvel versus DC, and all that shit.
Yes.
I didn't know what I was in for. It was like I was in the bottom of fucking Buffalo Bill's well, just trying to claw my way out of that motherfucker.
it's too late, we're already here.
Okay.
You
So,
can't make us leave.
so I had a whole bunch of nerd friends, of course, that we spent lunch together. I used to play the card game Yu-Gi-Oh! And that was one of the things that we all had in common. So my thing was I would get a whole plate of cookies every day because I want diabetes. But,
He's got the beatus.
so I was halfway through a round and I was like, wait, let me go get my cookies. And there was one guy that was there that didn't really play the game. He was a little bit of an in-betweener, like he was a white guy that wanted to be black. He tried to rap and all this other stuff, and he used to he used to get bullied by other people, but you know he stuck it out. He was going all Eminem style, right?
Right.
And so I was like, "Yo, can you watch my cards for me?"
The hard life of Central Illinois.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. I'm
So
in
it's
these
the-
streets.
It's the next 8 mile. 8 miles.
It's more like
Gimpy's half cousin.
It's more like 8 centimeters, really. 8 inches.
Go ahead. Sorry.
All right, so I was like, "Yo, let me go get my cookies. Can you watch my cards for a second?" He's like, "Yeah, I got you." I walk off. I come back, and my cards are missing. I'm like, "Where are my cards?" And he was like, "Oh, that dude over there took it." And I'm like, "Thanks a lot." And,
You know this whole watching thing? You're bad at it.
yeah, and so once again, I'm still small at this point, and I think I was a sophomore at the time. Maybe
Yeah.
a junior, sophomore, junior. I want to say sophomore. But so I see the guy at my car. He's walking over to his table and he's like throwing my cards on the table. Look at me, right? And so I walk up behind him. I tap him on the shoulder. He turns around. I'm like, "Excuse me, can I have my shit back?" And he has like 4, maybe 5 inches on me. And he goes, "What'd you just say?" And I was like, "Can I have my shit back?
Right.
My shit that you have.
Right.
Can I have it back?" And he sucker punches me, just straight hits me in the face.
I fucking hate that.
Yeah, and like I'm dizzy for a fucking second, but I'm always down to go if somebody attacks me. So I swing on him back. I connect like twice. He ends up like wrapping me up and like lifts me up powerbomb style because I'm still small. So he lifts me up. And I hit him in the face 3 times really quickly. He drops me back down again, lifts me up again, pivots, slams me through a table.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
One of the circle tables that you can like lift up the center to move.
Yeah.
'Cause one of those. It went the other way.
It was like WWE cracked it in half.
Can you smell what the Rock is cooking?
He gave him the people's elbow.
Yeah. And so, like, I'm punch drunk at this point. I get up and I take my shirt off and I'm ready for round 2 because honestly that wasn't shit at the end of the day, but I still got put through a table in front of a third of the school.
Bro, look, that ringing was not the bell for the second round. That was your concussed ass.
But I get back up, I take my shirt off, and all the security guards are in there now. And I'm just like, great, you couldn't do that before I got slammed through the table. I got pulled into the principal's office. I'm talking to the, I forget what they were called, but the people in charge of security. And they're like, "What happened?" I'm like, "He took my stuff, and then he hit me." I got suspended.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I got suspended because they couldn't. Dude claimed I spit in his face, which I don't do that. I was just trying to get my stuff back. But yeah, he said that I spit in his face, so that equaled it out in the story. And
Bullshit.
yeah, we both got suspended. I fractured my shoulder,
Your
because
clavicle up
yeah,
there?
clavicle, whatever, blah blah blah. I'm not an EMT. I'm sorry. But yeah, I was in the
medical.
I was suspended for 3 days, and then I was in a sling for 2 weeks.
Yeah, because that evens it out.
Yeah, that
Spit,
totally.
table.
Yeah, yeah. So Central Illinois is fantastic, and the police are bullshit, but whatever.
Okay, so I've got a question for you guys.
Okay.
I've got a couple of fight stories myself, but one that always comes to mind is when I got my ass whooped. If you guys ever had any stories where you just got your ass worked,
I have a story.
and not
where
when you fought Sherry.
Oh no.
Yeah, scary Sherry. Yeah.
Actually, well, we know her as Bloody Sherry, so she didn't wear pads when she was. Well,
I could have lived the rest of my life without that information.
That's what Clyde said too.
Yeah.
But see, my purpose in life is to tell gross things.
Yeah.
I'm good, G.
All right, I'll lead you guys off with this one. That way, maybe it'll help you out a little bit. Think of ones. But I was only like 12, 13 years old at the time. I was young. I really was. Well,
Young, dumb, full of cum.
yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. He's 13. Just figured out masturbating, just pounding on random shit.
Hitting door frames, rubbing up against shit. It feels so good. I don't know what to do with this thing in my pants.
Just slamming the door. Never mind. Never mind.
Abort mission.
But no, I'm like 13 years old, and I had a buddy that lived around the corner from me. He was my best friend at that time. Okay, and he was quote unquote dating a girl, and they had broken up because in that neighborhood you basically lived life like you were in prison. Somebody talks too much shit, you separate yourself from them because eventually their problems are going to become your problems.
Right, yeah.
And growing up in big cities or in small violent neighborhoods like that, those same rules apply.
Yeah, you just stay away.
Yeah, somebody causes too many problems, you separate yourself from that shit. Because otherwise, it's like I said, it's going to become your problem. Well, he broke up with her. She would just run her mouth all the goddamn time.
Right. As women tend to do when in that situation.
Well,
or teenagers, anyway.
He and I were walking back to his house. And this girl comes around the corner, and I don't know her. And he has kind of like some kind of recognition for her because like you see them make eye contact and he kind of nodded at her, and we kept going. Well, she comes around the corner and she's like, "Hey, are you still dating such?" I think her name was like Bree or something like that. Okay. Are you still dating Bree? And my ass couldn't get a girlfriend to save my fucking life, so I knew she wasn't talking to me. And he turns, he's like, "Not anymore. Why? What's up?" And she's like, "Well, that bitch knows how to talk a lot of shit." And he's like, "It's one of the reasons we broke up." She's like, "See, you ain't seeing her no more?" "No." "Well, I don't believe you." "Well, that fucking sucks."
I'm not
dating her. I don't know what to tell you. She's like, "Well, I don't like how she be talking to me, and you are obviously dating her, and my brother's gonna whoop your ass." And he's like,
"I bet my town's crackheads can beat up your town's crackheads."
And he was like, "All right, bring it on. Go get your brother." Well, his brother comes out of the house, or her brother comes out of the house, and so do 4 of his friends.
Oh shit!
Nice.
Yeah, so there are 5 people at this point.
That's always good odds.
Oh yeah, and Tyler and this dude get into it, and they are going at it. Now Tyler, he's a short dude. I always had I don't know what it was. I think it's like a medical condition. All my best friends were always like 9 inches shorter than me.
Did it make you feel superior?
No, not really, because I was always like 30 pounds lighter than them. Kind of evened itself out. But we looked like a 10 if you stood next to each other. Anyway, he could scrap. Like, he grew up in that neighborhood, and like he didn't take no shit. Well, they're getting into it. like it's getting bad. Remember how you were talking about cartoon cats?
Yes.
rolling
Mhm.
around,
rolling
ball-
around. In
Yeah,
a ball of freaking.
that's
dust.
what it looks like.
Fuck yes.
And
Those are always fun
I'm
to watch, not
I'm
be a
just
part
over
of.
here. I'm trying to keep an eye on his brothers or his buddies, just make sure that they don't get involved. And they keep getting farther, farther, fanning out. And at one point in time, I happen to glance over to my right. When I come back, motherfucker with rings on comes up and cracks me right in the face.
Dude.
Well, oh yeah, he sucker punched the fuck out of me.
Sucker
Now,
punches are the best.
now there's 3 on me because I'm the bigger one. Fuck
Jeez.
you, I'm the bigger one. So I'm over here swinging my arms off, dude. Like, dude, Rocky had nothing on me for the first 30 seconds of that fight. Like, I am taking every hit. Like, I am dishing them out. And then one of these motherfuckers, like, I got 2 of them that I'm going up against toe to toe. And I'm not saying I'm winning this fight, but I'm holding my own. Like, but one of them,
You're not the best, but you're not the worst.
yeah, I'm cracking them every chance I get. I'm not taking any chance. I'm punching in the throat instead of their face. Like I'm not, dude, I was fighting dirty as shit. I'm like, hey man, I might be
Hey, that's
tall,
3-on-1 you get to.
Hey,
Dude.
there ain't no such thing as a dirty street fight.
dude. If I could have felt comfortable enough to lift my leg off the ground, I would have turned their dick into a mud flat for their butt crack, dude. I swear to- oh, dude, I would have
Holy
made,
shit.
dude, I would have made them useless to a woman. But
The term is eunuch.
But, man. Well, Tyler had little nephews that lived at his house.
Okay.
And they had toys all over the fucking place, including lightsabers.
Okay.
And one of them grabs it by a blade, or like the lightsaber part,
Yeah.
runs up behind me. There's a third dude and just cracks me right across the back of the head, on my back of the head, neck, across the top of my back. Well, that shakes me.
Yeah, that's fucking dirty.
Yeah, so I turn around, I'm starting to swing at him now, and I got 2 more sons of bitches behind me, punch me in the back of the head, shit like that. And I had just gotten glasses at this point. They're fucking gone. I can't see for shit.
See what happened
I
was
have no
blur.
dude. Tyler could have been dead at this point, and I wouldn't have fucking known. Like, he was on the ground when the second one jumped on him.
Jesus.
And so I think the only reason I got 3 is because I was still on my feet.
You're right.
And next thing I know, I turn back around because I finally get this fucking
you weren't wearing enough
lightsaber.
black that day, I guess.
No, this is before my black phase. But,
See, you should have started your blackface early.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, this is my hand-me-down stage. I didn't really have a choice when my older cousin's an athlete. Yeah. So, I had a lot of Hurley. I'll say that. Like, the 90s fashion. Yeah, I had a
Fuck
lot
yeah.
of Hurley.
Hurley,
And I had
Billabong.
corduroy. I had corduroy pants.
Ooh,
Yeah.
ugh,
That's not a
ouch.
good look.
Not combined. Not combined.
Okay.
But I did have those. I used to skateboard in them, actually. See my corduroys?
How the fuck do you skateboard in corduroy?
Oh, they were the big ones. They were they're corduroy, but they were designed like the Jinko styles. Jinko jeans.
I've been
Jinkos.
sweating my ass off in those things, dude.
I sweat no matter what, so
Okay,
fuck it.
alright, fine.
And I wasn't wearing girl jeans.
Fuck off, Clyde.
Yeah,
Look,
he was-
I had
he
my
was in
style,
that
you had your
stage.
style.
He was the girl jeans stage.
I was in the rocker phase.
Okay, that's what we'll
How
call it.
did you find room for your balls?
It's easy, you split the difference.
One on one side of the other, wiener straight up into the belt.
Surprisingly,
Cinch
though,
it down against your waist. You're good.
they stretch a lot in that area. So,
Why? Girls don't have. Never mind. Anyway, this is actually two
hey,
things.
it's 2019,
that,
man. Anything can happen.
Yeah. Two things that actually I still have to live with to this day is end up getting the lightsaber from one dude. Turn back around because I'm gonna crack the first son of a bitch I see with it. I'm going for the head at this point. As soon as I turn around, I feel something hit my chest, and I felt like my heart fucking stopped. One of them found a baseball bat and they cracked me
Ooh,
across the chest with
Jesus.
it. Oh, it took my ass down.
That has a tendency to happen.
Dude,
Called blunt
It
force
was
trauma.
3-on-1, and one of them had to whip out a baseball bat.
Dude,
Big ups to you.
Dude, the whole fight lasted like a minute 45, maybe. And it was a lot of movement on my part to get the fuck away from him.
Got the foot.
Like, it was bad. You ever watch wrestling and there's like 6 guys like attacking one guy in the corner and he's just like throwing haymakers hoping for the best? That was me. But, to this day, I actually still have a crack in my left eye socket, and I have my rib cage on my left side is caved in.
God
What the
damn.
fuck, man?
Yeah, no shit. Look.
Oh, Clyde's getting naked. Dude.
Yeah.
fucked up, man.
Jesus Christ.
And my left eye is my bad eye. Like if I
wonder
try to
why.
aim a gun with my left eye, it ain't fucking hitting target. But anyway, I go down. My ass is done at that point. I'm actually really glad they didn't use that bat on my head at that point.
Yeah,
I'm
no
really
shit.
glad. Found out a couple days later, 3 of the guys were 17.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Tyler and me were 12, 13 years old, and 3
Fuck
guys were
those
17,
guys.
and the other 2 were 13 and 14.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah,
man.
no,
That's
we
all
got
I'm
our
saying.
ass beat bad.
I have a 512 story, believe it or not.
They literally served your ass on a platter.
Oh, dude, we didn't stand a fucking chance. But like, as soon as he said, "All right, bring it on," I was like, "Well, we're not going anywhere. It doesn't matter who comes out of the house."
Jesus.
Yeah. So
In that neighborhood, you turn your back once, you're turning your back for the rest of your fucking time you're living there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, they will treat your ass every time they see you.
before we moved down here, I went to a high school for like 2 months in Chicago, and we lived in a complex. My mom became friends with the person above, and so I had to become friends
Dude,
with the
why the
son.
fuck is the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air song playing in my head right now? Yeah, let's fill it up, yeah, boy.
So we went to the same high school, and my mom was like, "This is how you get to high school. Do not deviate from that path." And I was like, "Okay, Mom, whatever." I was still, pretty naive at this point. I'm like, "All right, we'll follow your instructions."
How old were
whatever.
you at this point?
I was 13, 12.
That's fucking sketchy, man.
Wait, in your high school?
Well, maybe
14. It was
No,
14.
I think I was still 13 because my birthday's in January, so my time is a little weird. I want to say I was 13 because I turned 14 after I moved here.
Weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, okay, that actually kind of makes sense because I want to say birthday cutoffs were different down here compared to up there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Down
so
here, it's like if you're born after September at all, you're not in that grade.
yeah,
That's fucking weird.
it is.
Yeah, up there, it's like
cool.
you have all the way till like January 30th or something like that.
So I was like 13, 14, somewhere in between that, right? And so walking to high school every day with this, kid that I have to be friends with at this point. And
Don't you fucking hate that?
Yes.
Just because your parents are friends doesn't
Yes.
mean you're friends.
That's stupid. But after like 20-something
Like
days,
friend rape.
we're walking back from high school, and I see the Mr. Softy ice cream truck, and that is my one true weakness in life.
Mr. Softy.
Exactly. I hear that bell, and I'm gone.
I'm going on an adventure!
So I deviated and went down a different street. but
Naruto running down the road.
it was up the same path, and I finished my ice cream cone, and I'm feeling great.
Right.
And so we passed this middle school, and I was like, I didn't know there was a middle school there. And so, walking through, we get past the middle school. 5 kids from middle school come up behind us, and they flag the dude I'm walking with down. And he turns around, and they're talking shit to him. I'm like, yo, my house is 2 blocks this way. We're just passing by. Everything's all cool because there's 5 of them.
I'm trying to talk my way out of this shit.
And I'm
This
like,
is how I got my ass kicked by a 9-year-old.
and so I'm like, we're cool. We're just right over here. And, I'm talking it down, easing up. I'm like, all right, we're going to be on our way. The other guy cracked one of them across the face.
What the fuck?
Out of the blue. They must have knew each other, but I didn't know this at this point. So instantly, 2 guys jump on that guy. And, he's in it. And I'm like, yo, that ain't me.
I'm out, motherfucker. I'm out.
I'm not about that life. I'm already squared up though because I already know. But so I'm backing away. I'm like, yo, dude, I'm not trying to fight anybody. And so I'm backpedaling. I got my arms up, ready to go. If one of them rushes, and I hit a curve.
Oh no.
Down goes Frazier. I'm on the ground. I got 3 guys stomping me out, and it was like a good minute and a half. I get up. I look like Martin. That one time he got beat up and his face was all knotted up. If you ever seen that, I was fucked up. Like knots on my head.
Oh my god.
And so
I remember this story.
Mm-hmm.
Because your mom's a badass.
My mom is a badass. We're gonna get there. So, they disperse. I, get the dude. We walk home because, same complex. And my mom's like, what happened to you? And I'm like, kind of got jumped. And I'm like, yo, can I go to the hospital? And my mom's like, oh, hell no. We gonna go find these people. I'm like, Mom, like, now's not a good time to go find people. Like, I would like to go to the
That was
hospital
day
like
I
5 minutes
realized
ago.
My mom's balls were bigger than mine.
She gets on the phone. She summons my whole extended family. My uncles are out there. My aunts out there.
I got
3 people I
cousins
didn't even
never
know.
met.
Exactly. And she takes me back to that block, and I'm like, Mom, hospital, and she's like, "No, fam." And so,
At least can I get some ice or something?
and so we get to the
You
block
don't
that it
see what
happened
I'm
on,
doing.
and she has me look around, and I'm like, "There's the kid right. There's one of the kids right there." And so, you know, she pops out and starts popping off, fucking talking shit. And why the whole block come outside? I'm not kidding. Like, I thought I was just dealing with this. No, like, in 4 different houses, people came out, and it turned into a block fight.
What the fuck?
Yes, where I got my uncle over there fucking somebody up. My little brother is over there fucking somebody up.
I'm over here getting my ass kicked.
And
I
my,
can't see. My eyes have swelled shut.
my mom was like, "All right, you gonna whoop his ass?" And I'm like, "Mom, I don't want to whoop anybody's ass, and he's smaller than me."
Oh my god.
And my mom's like, "You gonna whoop his ass?" "Oh, I'm gonna whoop your ass." And I'm like, "All right, square up."
Y'all ain't got shit on my mom, dude.
No.
Put him up.
Put him up. And so it's a kid, and it's well, not really a kid. He had to be like maybe 2-3 years younger than me. But I'm like, "All right, kid, put your hands up." And one of my eyes aren't even working at this point. And so, you know, he
Mom,
swings.
cut me. I need to see my.
And so he swings at me, and you know, I'm damaged but fluid block, and then I hit him one good time, and he's on the ground. I'm like, "All right, Mom, beat his ass," and she's like, "Nuh-uh."
Keep going.
Exactly.
Keep going, motherfucker. Keep going.
And I'm like, "All right, kid, get up," because I'll hit people while they're down, even though you fucking jumped me.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, "All right, come on, get up." And so he gets up, and you know, I knock him down, one hit again.
fucking Super Smash Brothers in the freaking hood in there.
Yeah. And so I'm like, "All right, Mom, beat his ass." And she's like, "Nuh-uh." And so this went through 2 more rotations. He got up the 5th time, and then I was just fucking tired at that point. I hit him with like a 3-piece, like a solid like chest, face. And dude was just on the ground. I'm like, "All right, Mom, not hitting him again." And she's like, "All right."
Oh my god.
And so the fight dispersed. We all get in our cars and driving off. And I just look at my mom. I'm like, "Can I go to the hospital now?" And she's like, "Yes, son, I'll take you to the hospital." I'm like,
Jesus.
"Thank you."
Your mom has got some balls, dude.
Dude, my mom used to run shit. Like,
It's not uncommon up there, man.
No.
Like, it's
Yeah.
not like if somebody, like, especially that old school upbringing, if like what happened to him, that wasn't just an ass beating, that was disrespect.
Mhm.
Right.
That was worse than any ass beating.
Yeah.
Like,
no
if he would
shit.
have gone home and said, "Hey, Mom, you know, I got my ass kicked by some guy," she'd been like, "Well, fuck, you got your ass whooped." Well, no, as soon as he said, "I got jumped," she's like, "Nope,
not
done.
happening.
Right.
We're going back out."
But my mom used to tell me stories about how one time, like, 6 people wanted to fight her. And she walked up to the gate, kicked open the gate, and was like, "All right, I'll fight all 6 of you, one at a time." And fucking bottlenecked their asses.
Put a
And-
goddamn, pulled out a fucking switchblade and started slashing.
But yeah, she whooped all 6 of their asses in one
Dude.
fucking go. So my mom did not fucking play when it came to, you know, like, fucking street fights. Like, if you come up to somebody, you fight them, you beat them, and then you go on with your life. There's no in
Dude.
between.
I'm just saying, like, as weird as it sounds, that shit wouldn't fly today. Like, there'd be everybody'd be going to fucking jail, man.
Well, I mean, you'd be surprised, man. Like, even up there now, like, you'd have to worry more about somebody pulling out a gun than, to be honest, than the cops showing up. That sounds
Right,
bad.
yeah.
But in a city like that, dude, with all those back alleys and divots and stuff like that, people can disperse and get the fuck away without,
And
like, cops don't even
rats the
bother.
size of fucking Volkswagens.
Yeah, like, okay, you ever seen, what is it, Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift?
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Where they're drifting, and he's like, "Oh, well, why didn't those cops chase?" And he's like, "Oh, they won't even bother." Like,
We're already going too fast.
a lot of Chicago cops, like, once people disperse, half of them will just kind of like sit on their hood and call it in, like, "Yep, they got away." Like
They
a
just-
lot of
There's
them
no
won't.
point. You will
fucks
never
to be
find
given.
anybody unless
No,
you know
you're-
them by name and address.
Exactly.
No fucks
and
to be given.
Because, like I was saying, and you could probably back me on this, you know, it wasn't really planned this way, but you can go to different neighborhoods and see different like ethnic groups.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't go to the wrong neighborhood.
Not just that, but let's say you're in a Puerto Rican neighborhood and there's a fight and it disperses and then the cop starts grabbing people.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to automatically go, well, it doesn't matter what color the cop is. They're going to be like, oh, well, what, all of us look alike? It doesn't matter if they were in that fight or not.
Right.
Automatic race card got pulled and they're like, shit. And, dude, I'm not saying it's just like minority. Like, white people do the fucking same thing.
Right, yeah.
They're like, oh, we all look alike? Like, you don't get to pull that card. Like, they're like,
Can you just stick that motherfucker back in your pocket, please?
yeah, it's like, you're Polish. You start saying in fucking German or something.
Oh my god, there was Greek
Never mind.
neighborhoods.
there were
Oh my
Greek
God.
neighborhoods.
Man, I'm not shitting you. Last time I went up to Chicago, when I was did the whole extra thing on Chicago Med, me and my buddy decided we were
in
going
the
to...
presence of a TV star here. Did you know that?
No, just in the background.
Just in the background.
My buddy and me wanted to go to a brewery up there because one of my favorite beers in the world is brewed in Chicago, and like try
Is
and
it
find.
the one that's like just the numbers?
No, it's
321.
No.
312.
they make Anti-Hero.
Oh,
Okay.
that one. Yeah, that one's
Okay.
pretty good.
That's a good beer.
Okay, I couldn't remember what the numbers were. That's why I just said, is it the one that's just the numbers?
You know why I love Anti-Hero is because it's like a 13% alcohol, so like three of them
That's high.
bastards, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I actually feel disappointed in myself.
why?
Because I couldn't remember the fucking numbers. Isn't it just the area code?
312.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could not remember the area code to my own hometown.
Well, there's three of them. There's like 312, 773, and like 630.
Yeah, but
Chicago's
still, I mean,
huge.
there's only one that has a beer name, too.
yeah. We decided we were gonna go to this brewery, and by the way, fuck trying to park in Chicago.
Yeah.
Like, fuck trying to park in
Dude,
Chicago.
I would-
if you
public
don't know how to
transit.
parallel, you're fucked.
Yeah,
Oh no,
just-
I can parallel like a motherfucker.
Oh, I know, but
But
I'm talking about,
just
like,
saying.
Parallel a truck in the space the size for a Prius.
Right, exactly.
Like, you need to know what you're fucking doing. Like, might as well just get out and Shaolin soccer that shit in there.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking, we finally found a parking spot, and my buddy, okay, my buddy is an EMT and used to work with me. He moved up to Chicago to work for a hospital up there, and he, this is how he got me the parking spot. Is he found a car with a ticket and took the ticket and put it on my truck so it wouldn't get a ticket for being parked in a neighborhood. And then whenever we left, he put the ticket back on the other car, which actually fucking worked. I don't know how, but I'm just saying.
Because
But-
once a meter maid writes a ticket, they're not going to go back and, like, check out the
Right.
ticket. They're not. It's just
Exactly.
they're not.
So,
Too
but
many tickets to write today,
we
son.
had like a two block walk to get to the brewery from where we were parked at, and we decided we were going to cut. You know, it looked like probably there was a house in this lot at some point, but you know, bulldozed or whatever. There was a fence on both sides, and there was a building on the other side with a dumpster. And I'm shitting you not, there were fucking rats that looked like my cat.
Yeah.
Like, how them motherfuckers get that big, I will never know. But shit.
I think we kind of culture shocked Drew here, man. Just a little bit with the fight stories.
Yeah.
He grew up in a farm town.
Yeah. Actually, this is what I was going to say. I'm not a fighter. I mean, I will protect myself and, you know, my friends, but I'm not really a fighter.
Well, you don't have to be a fighter to live in those neighborhoods. Believe me, they will turn you into
Yeah. I'm a
When
pacifist.
when me and John had our apartment in Lincoln, which was the town that had our college in it, we'd have people over a lot, and one of our guys that we went to school with, his buddy came down from like Schaumburg or something like that to visit him. Well, since he was coming down, he didn't really have a place to stay, so you know, one of our friends was like, or our buddy who was friends with this guy was like, hey, I'll buy the beer, I'll buy the steaks, we'll do some grilling, you know, come hang out for the weekend, you know, chill and whatnot. Now his buddy was like probably 280, 300 pounds and like 6 foot tall. He was a chunky dude. And you know, I'm 6 foot tall and like 125, 130 pounds, you know, long hair, skinny jeans, all that shit. And so we're drinking, we're having a good time. We had the steaks and all that shit. And for some reason, I don't even know where this motherfucker got it. I don't know if he just didn't drink that much or what. But he got shit-faced and found a 1-inch around dowel rod and started just swinging it around. And, like, hit me in, like, the shin and, like, hit John in the fucking side with it and shit. And, like, we were trying to, like, calm him down and shit. Well, he hit me in the fucking leg, then he hit John, and then he hit me again in the arm, and I just fucking snapped. And I fucking grabbed him by the throat, pushed him up against the wall, and picked his ass up like, motherfucker, you need to fucking stop right now. And he dropped the dowel rod, I put him down, and like, my skinny little ass, I was like, I just got some Riri strength or something. Like, I don't know how the fuck that just happened. He dropped it, and he just started
Dream
fucking...
smash.
He just fucking started ugly crying. I'm like, I think we broke him. So
I think he was already broke before that.
probably. That was the point where we were like, dude, you just got to go to bed. Me and John stayed up and kept drinking, but...
My dad says, I love you with his belt. That's why he was broken. You just gave him flashbacks.
yeah, that was fucked up. I don't have a... That's a lot of my personal fight stories. I have more from, like, work shit, but we've been already doing this for over an hour, so we should probably
wrap it up.
stop now.
Sorry. That was a yawn.
It's okay.
My bad.
It's late now.
It's been a long day.
It's been fun. I'm glad Shane was able to come and hang out. And
I'm glad I got to be here.
Hell yeah.
was it
Yeah,
enjoyable for you?
Definitely.
You know how I talked him into it?
How?
What are you doing the rest of the day? Nothing. Want to do a podcast? Sure. All right.
That was exactly how the conversation went. Like, I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with my day, and Clyde was just like, here you go.
Here
Here is a very viable option.
I just wrapped it up with a bow. Continue. Yeah. So that's cool.
Now he's gonna do his outro. Oh, I didn't do the waffle stomp story.
No.
Oh, dude, I gotta tell him real quick.
You trying to tell a story quick is impossible, bro.
All right, it'll be real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I had a list of shit that I never thought I would have to say to a grown adult, let alone a grown woman.
I like the start.
Oh, dude, I started making the list after working in corrections for about 6 months. And number one, I promised myself if there was ever anything that got past that, I would quit that day. Because number one on that list was when I had to order an inmate not to shit in the shower. Yeah, that's a thing they do evidently. Well, there's another inmate that came up to me, and she's like, what were you just yelling at, inmate such and such for? And I was like, oh, she said she was going to fucking shit in the shower and get away from me. And she was like, oh. I was like, yeah, that's disgusting. She's like, yeah, it's called a waffle stomp. I'm sorry, it's called a what? She's like, it's called a waffle stomp. I'm like, why? She's like, because that's a pattern of the grate. If you look at it, it looks like a waffle. So when you stomp a turd down it, it looks like a waffle.
Oh, fuck.
I was like,
That's disgusting.
that is horrid. And so, yeah, evidently there's a name for it. Well, when I was telling that story my very first time recording, which is episode 17, I remember that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Your memory's better than mine, man.
Oh yeah, dude, I don't know what episode we're on now, so. But he actually goes, what would they even call that? And I was like, oh yeah, it's called a waffle stomp. And then John started cracking up. He's like, I love how she said it so nonchalant. Like, it's just like everybody should know. Like, oh yeah, it's called a waffle stomp.
That's a waffle stomp.
Yeah. And so we want to get shirts that say when shit gets real, and on the back's gonna say waffle stomp.
Yep.
And I'm thinking something like really fucking bright, like purple and like lime green.
I went at the bar store.
That would be rad.
The waffle stompers.
Or ask me about my waffle stomp.
All right, that's it. We're done. And hopefully Chan can come back again sometime.
Oh,
That'd be fun.
definitely.
Oh yeah.
Thank you guys for listening and wasting another hour listening to this, whatever the fuck. Yeah, waffle stomp. Don't forget to email us with either questions or comments or anything, 107offduty@gmail.com, or get a hold of us on Facebook and Twitter at 10-7offduty, and like, subscribe, comment on iTunes or whatever the fuck. And buy our t-shirts so that way, I can recoup the money from that. And we can get Waffle Stomp t-shirts maybe, possibly. If you guys want them, let us know. 'Cause
Waffle stomp.
right? Yeet, yeet. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you again next week. Bye.
Bye.
Later, guys.